Later on this afternoon, we will have a continuing resolution that is before the American people that will keep the government open, prevent a reckless Republican shutdown, and make sure that we meet the needs of the American people over the next few months. From the very beginning of this Congress, House Democrats have made clear that we will find bipartisan common ground with our Republican colleagues on any issue whenever and wherever possible in order to make life better for the American people, deliver real results, and solve problems for hardworking American taxpayers. We have repeatedly done it. House Democrats made sure we protected the full faith and credit of the United States of America and avoided a catastrophic default on our debt. House Democrats made sure that we enacted the National Defense Authorization Act into law. House Democrats have now avoided a reckless Republican government shutdown on 5 different occasions to make sure that we meet the needs of the American people and keep the government open. House Democrats provided the votes necessary to ensure that our democratic ally, Ukraine, continued to have the resources to defend democracy, defend freedom, defend truth, and push back against Russian aggression. House Democrats have repeatedly governed in the minority as if we were in the majority in order to meet the needs of the American people. That is the story of the 118th Congress.
In 46 days, Americans will go to the polls for one of the most consequential elections of our lifetimes. Americans will decide the composition of Congress, as well as the next president of the United States. And then, prayerfully, this select committee will be over, because the purpose of this committee will no longer be necessary. What was that purpose? Well, it's what I said almost 2 years ago: to test out conspiracy theories, prop up those stories that the far right wishes to push into the American psyche, and to lay the groundwork for a dictatorial government led by Donald Trump. Now, immediately, you'll hear moans of disapproval, and X, formerly called Twitter, is going to call me a racist. They're going to call me a disrespectful black bitch because I have said words against the chairman, my white male counterpart on this committee. I'm a tool of the woke agenda. I've heard it, I've read it all as well as so many of my colleagues that are here. More moderate individuals will say I'm being an alarmist and that there's no way America becomes a dictatorship, which is pointing out how the federal government comes after conservatives. But in the 2 years that we've been doing this Groundhog Day over and over and over again, there has been no evidence to show that the federal government, and in particular the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the FBI, or the Department of Justice, has been wholly weaponized against the right. The same way my Republican colleagues have not been able to show that Joseph Biden has committed impeachable offenses, or that Secretary Mayorkas committed any high crimes and misdemeanors. And they knew they never could, because, as Biggie says, it was just a dream.